Oh man, it's Death Zone.
The most techno of techno zones.
And it's a fully fledged stage this time around. Not just a corridor and 2 boss fights.
Yeah, that was something that they wanted to do with Sonic 2, but couldn't.
Nope. And it became Chemical Plant Zone. Also, further proof that spinning lowers the size of makes your hitbox smaller. Just completely missed that hangy thing.
I wonder what that hangy thing is actually called.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling it hangy thing. I don't know either. Also the spikes.
Those spikes are easier to deal with when you don't have a shield.
Yeah, though I don't think that they actually are as dangerous as they look, but they sure do give you a jump scare.
Yeah, they do. Ugh.
Also, this music is awesome. And this stage is appropriately hard, really difficult for a final stage. No matter what ability you have.
Yeah, it makes sense. This is a penultimate. Or no, it's a final stage, what am I saying?
Yeah, Lava Reef is only the final stage for Knuckles, otherwise it's a penultimate. Now, the Electric Shield, if you have to choose a shield for its elemental abilities, I suggest the Electric Shield, because not only do you get the ring magnet, but also there are a lot of...
You get immunity to the stage hazard here.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to do that. Wrong way!
That's the thing about the Spark Shield. What it does is what it protects you from is a little bit counterintuitive, because of all things, it protects you from being frozen in ice cap zone.
Wait, what?
Either it protects you from being frozen in ice cap zone, or it protects, because I know it destroys the ice things around the ice orbiter. I think it also protects you from being frozen.
Well, I think that for the Ice Orbiter thing, that would be simply because they're considered projectiles, but...
Well, no, they actually disintegrate if you go near them with the Spark Shield.
But,
you have no words.
I still think that's just because the shield projectile reflection or deflection thing, because I've seen
it does not work. It does not work with the fire shield. I can tell you right now, they do not disintegrate against the fire shield.
In that case, I really do have no words.
also, all of a sudden, this thing.
Yeah, this is the part that everybody remembers and nobody loves.
This is the song that gets on everybody's nerves.
I know a song that never ever ends.
This is the song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Somebody started singing it just because.
There.
Yeah, and you couldn't get out of Hyper until you got out of that, and yeah, that's certainly a thing. You're getting caught on the moving door here is what's happening.
Yeah, I think part of that was I forgot to turn around, but at the same time. Whee!
I wonder if it's possible to use the Hyper Transformation to clip through those rising staircases.
Most likely. I know it's possible to clip through the barrel and a lot of other things. Also, what up?
Yay!
You know, I'm wondering, did
And
I end up with 39 lives?
Well, it's easy enough to check. We've got the race save state.
Well, we're gonna find out at the end of this event anyway. So, also, this just became Chow Hell. Lunatic mode. It honestly...
No, that was only normal. Lunatic would have been with 10 layers of bait.
During this phase.
During this phase, yeah. Of course, it's kind of trivialized when you remember that you're invulnerable.
But at the same time, it's not as... that they only appeared in that volume because I was hitting it so much with Hyper.
Yeah.
So, but still. Still very hilarious. Whee! Oh, hi, Earth.
Yay! Death Egg 2. Electric Boogaloo.
And that, thank goodness for that spring.
Yep. So the gimmick to this stage is Gravity.
Yep. And this is a gimmick that's appeared in quite a few Sonic games, and not just Sonic games, but that's just... Well, Sonic is one of the more well-known users of this kind of gimmick.
Now the interesting thing is that it does not flip. It does not reverse your controls entirely. It just turns you upside down. Also, be very careful not to get caught underneath this last staircase, because there is no way out if you do.
Aside from resetting, but at the same time... Well, with debug mode, you can get out either by killing yourself or just flying out, but...
Yeah, you can't really do that during a competition.
Yeah, it happened to you, didn't it? How did you get out again?
I died.
How?
I'm trying to remember how. Oh, there's a missile launcher in there, and I only had so many rings when I went in there.
Also, very, very useful technique.
Yeah, these things are a pain in the butt.
And so that's why I avoid them wherever possible.
Yeah.
This one can't be avoided, so extra time.
I'd have to take another look at the map for this zone. I think there might actually be a way to avoid that one entirely. It's the very final one that's only got the half platform that can't be avoided because all the paths converge there.
So you see, I was confused by the up-down non-inversion there.
Yeah.
One ring, whatever. Hyper laughs in the face of lightning bolts.
Yeah, now, some of the light zipper things, the ones that have the countdown, they actually flip gravity at the end.
And my memory failed me, and so... Wasted rings!
Ah! Whee!
At least I didn't get hit by that one. I just heard myself jumping twice.
You might have. And you remembered this time.
Yep. Probably because I saw it out of the corner of my eye and was able to stop in time unlike before, where I just hyperdashed into it. Hyperdash! Woo! I do like those lightspeed dash things though, and they were... And Spark the Electric Jester game I've been playing recently actually has a similar gimmick, if not identical, to that teleporter thing in its final stage, Megaraph Fortress.
So yeah, here's where all the stage paths converge.
And you can see just by that stage alone why I am very glad I have it.
Yeah.
Be a thing to go through. No damage without hyper.
So despite me having watched tool assisted speedruns of this, it never actually registered with me that you could do what you're doing right now. Spin dash into the upside down things to knock out the boss.
Oh yeah, because they just always hop around all over. I got this from a no damage blossom or something.
But yeah, I never knew. It never occurred to me that you could do this, so I had always done it the slow way.
This is what I did during the race, so... Oh.
Well, if I'd known to do this during the race, I would not have, what's the word?
You probably could have caught up.
Not caught up, but I would have finished. Because you were far enough ahead. You were far enough ahead that by that point that I would not have been able to catch up.
Yeah, and there's me being reckless as usual.
Yep. So, let's talk final bosses.
First phase will go by very quickly. Just one more for the left hand, and that. The slower way involves just spin, dashing, and letting the fingers hit you one by one. in there.
Now, pound for pound, the fingers takes the most hits out of every boss fight, out of every boss phase, because you absolutely have to deal 18 hits.
But it's made up of multiple parts, which does.
Yeah, you've got 6 fingers that take
Also,
3 hits each.
Was only that easy because I had hyper. But even then, you can fall into the pit. So I think I might have done that a few times. And this is also very dangerous because if you hit Robotnik,
if you hit him in the wrong spot, you fall back into the pit.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, the explosion catches up to us and knocks us into Superman.
And if you notice, Eggman actually escaped with the Master Emerald that time. That's another change of Sonic 3 Complete rather than him just dropping the emerald.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does if you haven't collected all the emeralds, but he certainly does escape with the Master Emerald if you have fulfilled the requirements for Doomsday.
So what happens in a Tails game?
I think he just drops it. Actually, maybe that's exactly... I'd have to check. But yeah, Doomsday Zone, the first supersonic boss fight. Or Hyper, if you will. Basically,
This is the beginning of a long-held tradition that makes no sense whatsoever, but is cool.
Yeah. Let's just say you can fly around and you're invincible, but you can be knocked back, which wastes time. And avoiding all those rocks is impossible without tool assistance. Just trust me on that. So, suddenly Toho. And you have limited time in the form of your ring.
Yeah, you started with 50 and you ate up 70 on it.
Yeah, this phase of the fight actually does get me more times than I'd like to admit.
So the trick to this first phase is you gotta hit the control pod with the missiles that he shoots out at you. Meanwhile, while this is going on, he's shooting bullets at you.
Yeah, and how the missiles can hit him, but Hypersonic himself can't, that's a question, that's a Sonic-related question of the second.
It's, yeah.
And he exposes his true form, or so
Meanwhile,
it would be without the retcon.
Remember this thing from Sonic 2?
That's not the exact same thing from Sonic 2. Oh yeah, I haven't told you about that theory yet. Huh. Or, well, not so much a theory, more like... Well, Mew told me that, at this point, this is you know the egg robo that you encounter in Knuckles' story?
Yep.
Before it was retconned in Sonic Adventure, the idea, I think, was that was actually the real Eggman, and what you see, the egg robo you see arise from the Doomsday Mech's ashes, remains in the Supersonic ending, that's Eggman exposing his true form. Like I said, it was definitely retconned in Sonic Adventure, but it's interesting to think about, and I think actually Sonic Time Twisted came up with something, followed something along those lines.
So yay, we defeated Eggman, we recovered the Master Emerald, and now we're going to save Knuckles' reputation.
Do I see a house on the island?
That would be Marble Gardens.
Really? Huh. Trying to figure out where all the places are on that island would be something. I mean, Lava Reef's definitely inside, as well as Hydrocity. Where's the Carnival Night? Also, a scene that only appears if you get the good ending as Sonic, and I think maybe Tails. Oh, best ending, not good ending.
You only see this ending if you got all 7 Hyper Emeralds.
No, all 14 emeralds. It doesn't appear in the Supersonic ending.
That's why I said the 7 Hyper Emeralds.
Oh. I only heard 7 emeralds that time, sorry. Dolphin. So you'll notice the credits medley is a bit different.
Yeah, the credits music this is not credits music that was ever official.
The prototype one that includes both Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3 tracks in it, rather than just the Sonic and Knuckles half.
Yeah, the the official one for Sonic 3 was what we heard a few moments before, and there was no medley. There was no medley for just the Sonic 3 portion. So this was the prototype, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought this was an original composition for this.
Honestly, that's another thing I like about Sonic 3 Complete. Having using a medley
it restores prototype stuff. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, using a medley that uses songs from not just the Sonic and Knuckles one half of the game, but both halves.
Of course, it does go into exactly the same medley that was in Sonic and Knuckles, so
it changes things up a bit.
Sega Sound Team, Bo, Milpo.
Jun Suno. Did I pronounce that right?
I would have to take a look.
And
Shorichiro Ijirame. No, I said that wrong. Paul Ryu.
Did we miss Carl Yass in this credit? Or was
I think so. I think we did miss him.
I missed my Carol Yass moment. Oh well. Mike Williams. Good name. MRM, Cube Corp, Opus Corp, Masanori Nakayama.
Studio who?
Studio who? And...
presented by Sega. Yeah!
And that last part, I do feel like that's a more appropriate medley than the Sonic & Knuckles ending jingle than the Sonic & Knuckles one. That's just me, probably, though. And with that, we are done with Sonic 3 Complete Sonic Story.
Well, I guess that means you'll be doing what? Tails next?
I actually wasn't thinking about doing Tails. I mean, I might... Maybe I could get Livy to play it, but we're already playing Breath of the Wild, so it's probably going to be a long time before that happens. But,
Then you must be doing Knuckles next.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing that.
So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series, and I will continue the perfect runs soon. Until then, bye ya!